Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and we all know the liberal game plan by now. Take Donald Trump to court because you have no power anywhere else. Problem is, you ain't got much power in the Supreme Court either. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please visit that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica and hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. We all know the liberal game plan. As I said, it's been months worth now of sue Trump over everything. If he ties his shoes the wrong way, if he says the wrong word, if he brushes his teeth with the wrong toothpaste, then you have to sue him, right? Because, well, you got nobody in Congress and you ain't got the White House and you ain't got the Senate. What are you going to do? How are you going to stop this man? How are you going to stop him from, I don't know, keeping boys out of girls' sports or calling mothers mothers and not an inseminated person? Yes, that's a real idea Democrats have. In fact, I just learned today they're pushing that in Wisconsin. They want to call mothers inseminated persons, and instead of husband and wife, spouse and person, or person and spouse. I don't know. It's weird. They're trying to change the language. They're trying to erase women from history. So, of course, why wouldn't you want to sue them over everything, right? Where are the feminists at, by the way? Anybody know where the feminists are at here? Anyway, that's a divergent topic. What I'm talking about here is the inherent power of the executive branch to hire and fire. It's an inherent power. And yet they're suing over this. And of course, the lower courts, they're going to get their activist judges that are going to side with them. But they're going to get to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, in recent years especially, has shown a tendency to give the benefit of the doubt to executive power. You saw it with the power they gave Trump over things he can't be criminally prosecuted for when the special prosecutor Jack Smith was prosecuting him. So the Supreme Court in recent years has erred on the side of giving more power to the executive. It's a divergent path from other Supreme Courts that really rested a lot of the power in the states, which traditionally I believe in. But there is a power of the executive branch over executive branch decisions and executive branch employees. This is not a states' rights issue, right? This is a federal government issue. And if it involves the federal government, then the executive, in this case, President Donald Trump, has a lot of authority. Doesn't have the authority to ignore the Supreme Court like Joe Biden wanted to do, but he does have a lot of authority. And I believe the Supreme Court's going to come down and decide because it's obvious, it's common sense. But even an expert, a legal expert on CNN believes it, and for the same reasons. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
Elise Adamson is still with us as well. Elise, as you know, many of the conservative justices on the Supreme Court have traditionally favored executive power, certainly in past cases. So what does that tell you about what they may ultimately decide in this case?
Yes, Wolf, and I think we saw that just in what we just heard from the reporting with Gorsuch and Alito, willing to take up the case on the merits rather than deciding to not decide. It's just been described. I do think that we have seen an extreme expansion in the interpretation of executive power, and this is a real test. There's a federal law that created this Office of Special Counsel, and Congress tried to make very clear the reasons why an individual could be terminated. They tried to outline this. And so this is going to be a test of the separation of powers. And so I think we can expect to see this court continue on their streak of their interpretation of executive power. And I do think there is a chance that the Supreme Court will rule in the Trump administration's favor in this case for those reasons.